king, swearing that they would never be changelings, nor forsake their old lord for a new. Thus did Diabolus tie poor man's soul fast. Thirdly, but jealousy, that never thinks itself strong enough, put him in the next place upon another exploit, which was yet more, if possible, to debauch this town of man's soul. Wherefore he caused by the hand of one Mr. Filth an odious, nasty, lascivious piece of beastliness to be drawn up in writing, and to be set upon the castle gates, whereby he granted and gave license to all his true and trusty sons in man's soul to do whatsoever their lustful appetites prompted them to do, and that no man was to let, hinder, or control them, upon pain of incurring the displeasure of their prince. Now this he did for these reasons: 1, that the town of man's soul might be yet made weaker and weaker, and so more unable, should tidings come that their redemption was designed, to believe, hope, or consent to the truth thereof. For reason says, the bigger the sinner, the less grounds of hopes of mercy. 2. The second reason was, if perhaps Emmanuel, the son of Shaddai their king, by seeing the horrible and profane doings of the town of man's soul, might repent, though entered into a covenant of redeeming them, of pursuing that covenant of their redemption. For he knew that Shaddai was holy, and that his son Emmanuel was holy. Yea, he knew it by woeful experience. For his iniquity and sin was Diabolus cast from the highest orbs. Wherefore what more rational than for him to conclude that thus, for sin, it might fare with man's soul? But fearing also lest this knot should break, he bethinks himself of another, to wit, fourthly, to endeavour to possess all hearts in the town of man's soul, that Shaddai was raising an army, to come to overthrow and utterly to destroy this town of man's soul. And this he did to forestall any tidings that might come to their ears of their deliverance. For, thought he, if I first bruit this, the tidings that shall come after will all be swallowed up of this. For what else will man's soul say, when they shall hear that they must be delivered, but that the true meaning is, Shaddai intends to destroy them? Wherefore he summons the whole town into the market-place, and there, with deceitful tongue, thus he addresses himself unto them: Gentlemen, and my very good friends, you are all, as you know, my legal subjects, and men of the famous town of man's soul. You know how, from the first day that I have been with you until now, I have behaved myself among you, and what liberty and great privileges you have enjoyed under my government, I hope to your honour and mine, and also to your content and delight. Now, my famous man's soul, a noise of trouble there is abroad, of trouble to the town of man's soul. Sorry I am thereof for your sakes, for I received but now by the post from my lord Lucifer, and he useth to have good intelligence, that your old king Shaddai is raising an army to come against you, to destroy you root and branch. And this, O man's soul, is now the cause that at this time I have called you together, namely, to advise what in this juncture is best to be done. For my part I am but one, and can with ease shift for myself, did I list to seek my own ease, and to leave my man's soul in all the danger. But my heart is so firmly united to you, and so unwilling am I to leave you, that I am willing to stand and fall with you, to the utmost hazard that shall befall me. What say you, O my man's soul? Will you now desert your old friend, or do you think of standing by me? Then, as one man with one mouth, they cried out together, Let him die the death that will not. Then said Diabolus again, It is in vain for us to hope for quarter, for this king knows not how to show it. True, perhaps, he, at his first sitting down before us, will talk of and pretend to mercy, that thereby, with the more ease and less trouble, he may again make himself the master of man's soul. Whatever therefore he shall say, believe not one syllable or tittle of it. For all such language is but to overcome us, and to make us, while we wallow in our blood, the trophies of his merciless victory. My mind is, therefore, that we resolve to the last man to resist him, and not to believe him upon any terms, for in at that door will come our danger. But shall we be flattered out of our lives? I hope you know more of the rudiments of politics than to suffer yourself so pitifully to be served. But suppose he should, if he get us to yield, save some of our lives, or the lives of some of them that are underlings in man's soul. What help will that be to you that are the chief of the town, especially you whom I have set up, and whose greatness has been procured by you through your faithful sticking to me? And suppose again that he should give quarter to every one of you. Be sure he will bring you into that bondage under which you were captivated before, or a worse, and then what good will your lives do you? Shall you with him live in pleasure as you do now? No, no. You must be bound by laws that will pinch you, and be made to do that which at present is hateful to you. I am for you, if you are for me, and it is better to die valiantly than to live like pitiful slaves. But, I say, the life of a slave will be counted a life too good for man's soul now. Blood, blood, nothing but blood, is in every blast of Shaddai's trumpet against poor man's soul now. Pray be concerned. I hear he is coming. Up and stand to your arms, that now, while you have any leisure, I may learn you some feats of war. Armour for you I have, and by me it is. Yea, and it is sufficient for man's soul from top to toe. Nor can you be hurt by what his force can do, if you shall keep it well girt and fastened about you. Come, therefore, to my castle, and welcome, and harness yourselves for the war. There is helmet, breastplate, sword and shield, and what not, that will make you fight like men. 1. My helmet, otherwise called an headpiece, is hope of doing well at last, what lives soever you live. This is that which they had who said that they should have peace, though they walked in the wickedness of their heart, to add drunkenness to thirst. A piece of approved armour this is, and whoever has it and can hold it, so long no arrow, dart, sword, or shield can hurt him. This therefore keep on, and thou wilt keep off many a blow, my man's soul. 2. My breastplate is a breastplate of iron. I had it forged in mine own country, and all my soldiers are armed therewith. In plain language, it is a hard heart as hard as iron, and as much past feeling as a stone, the which if you get and keep, neither mercy shall win you, nor judgment fright you. This therefore is a piece of armour most necessary for all to put on that hate Shaddai, and that would fight against him under my banner. 3. My sword is a tongue that is set on fire of hell, and that can bend itself to speak evil of Shaddai, his son, his ways, and people. Use this, it has been tried 1,000 times twice told. Whoever hath it keeps it, and makes that use of it as I would have him, can never be conquered by mine enemy. 4. My shield is unbelief, or calling into question the truth of the word, or all the sayings that speak of the judgment that Shaddai has appointed for wicked men. Use this shield. Many attempts he has made upon it, and sometimes, it is true, it has been bruised. But they that have writ of the wars of Emmanuel against my servants have testified that he could do no mighty work there because of their unbelief. Now, to handle this weapon of mine aright, it is not to believe things because they are true, or what sort or by whomsoever asserted. If he speaks of judgment, care not for it. If he speaks of mercy, care not for it. If he promises, if he swears that he would do to man's soul, if it turns no hurt but good, regard not what is said. Question the truth of all, for it is to wield the shield of unbelief aright, and as my servants ought and do. And he that cloth otherwise loves me not, nor do I count him but an enemy to me. 5. Another part or piece, said Diabolus, of mine excellent armour, is a dumb and prayerless spirit, a spirit that scorns to cry for mercy. Wherefore be you, my man's soul, sure that you make use of this. What? Cry for quarter? Never do that, if you would be mine. I know you are stout men, and am sure that I have clad you with that which is armour of proof. Wherefore to cry to Shaddai for mercy, let that be far from you. Besides all this,